And like snowflakes landing on warm rocks, let's just allow all of the thinking, the thoughts, perceptions just deeply settle down into the body, letting them go. By hearing, by listening, we actually allow for an opening. By hearing a teaching, there can be sometimes a subtle imprint. If we didn't know something before, and it may be that it's not life-changing, but it can be, perhaps, in certain cases. And we never know what will actually open and when. So here, it's not so much holding on to thoughts, to the teachings of the Buddha, the principles of Dharma, but just relinquishing all of that, basically those thought forms. There's nothing to hold on to, nothing to remember now, but just a releasing down into this moment of being in this body, only this moment, and allowing breath, this first foundation of mindfulness, body, breathing in long. I know I'm breathing in long. Breathing out long. I know I am breathing out long. I know I breathe. And by knowing, I'm experiencing the breath from within the breath. I am experiencing the body from within the body. Breathing in and opening, holding, simple presence of awareness. Breathing out and letting go. Pausing, present moment. Breathing in and opening. Holding, simple presence of awareness. Just drop into even a moment of bhavanga, or this underlying resting state of awareness. And then breathing out, release. Pausing this moment, this present. So although that we know that this first element of earth, that it is constantly changing in our environment, that it is still that which brings the experience of solidity, stability. Having a sense of the layers of rock and soil, the strength and presence of mountains, the rootedness and uprightness of trees, even ones that are scraggly, like the oak, solid, deeply rooted. And this earth beneath where we are, where we're practicing, is that support, that reliable support. The stillness of this solid base. And whatever is dense or heavy, we can drop and give it over to the earth element. In so doing, breathing in, opening, breathing out, release. Considering also the internal earth element within this body. The bones, the spine upright. The place perhaps where we feel most obviously perhaps a sense of stillness, even if the mind is busy. This physical body, this solid physical body, like a mountain, unmoved and present. The earth element also provides us with a sense of equanimity. No preference between one thought and another, just thought. Sort of a neutral place that remains engaged and present. This is equanimity or equipoise. The flesh of this body, the organs, ever changing. What we can realize is that there is this sense of impermanence when we bring to mind this notion that the body is ever changing. And that within that impermanence there is still stability. reliability, support. It's not either or. The mountain is impermanent in its shape, in its form, and yet very solid and stable. This earth element, this physical body, is not me, but it is an experience I'm having in this life. At any point that you like, you can remain with any of these 6 elements if it's really generative for your practice. And we're going to move into water. And I find it helpful just to open my mind to the water around me here in the form of the coast, the water of the ocean, the water of rivers and lakes, or what we call ponds in New England, streams, even rain that nourishes the earth element. So just bringing to mind this quality of water that is moving, shifting, and soft, fluid, purifying, cleansing. Bringing to mind also the water within this body. Clear water just gently flowing through the muscles of this earth body, softening, gentle, flowing. Nourishing cells, cooling anything that feels hot or inflamed. Warming any place that feels cold or stuck. And what can we learn from this water element flowing through the body, through the blood, through the fluids, the synovial fluids and other sort of bodily fluids and liquids, moving, changing. The sense of flow, of flexibility. Intriguing that water in the body can also be unifying. As if water is a continuity throughout the body, unbroken, interconnected. Unified. Solid in this body and flowing and fluid and flexible. And turning the lens outward once more onto the fire element, the sun, the warmth that it brings us in daylight, and the light it brings by moonlight. The vitality and the energy of the fire element deep in the earth's crust and core. The fire element is dynamic, creative, creating this world. And within this body, the vitality and the heat, this purification, if you will, this healing coming from the heat of the fire element. Also the passion, the inspiration, the vitality that comes also with love. Compassion that is energized by this quality. The brightness of divine love, expressing itself through our own life. This same fire, without origin, and yet beyond primordial. We share this fire in community with the love we bring to our families and our loved ones. And this breath, breathing in a full inhale, also into the back, being reminded of now this fourth element of air or wind. That which fills our entire biosphere on this planet. Wind, air, shifting. No origin. Only the causes that bring conditions together and causing wind. Ever changing. The breeze that also caresses our skin when we're outside walking. And as we breathe in, we receive the vitality, the nourishment of oxygen, and also of all the properties of the air that nourishes this body. Breathing out, we exchange with the air around us. We take in fresh air and we give back in the form of carbon dioxide, releasing. We are changed by this breath, by each breath, nourished. Within a full inhale, there is a wakeful quality, a brightness, an openness. And this circulates the wind through the channels of the body. Breathing out, releasing. Taking a moment to notice how this element of air impacts the mind by simply intentionally feeling that inhale, taking in of these winds, of this energy of what we call prana, vitality, and breathing out a release. Movement, change. Wind touching awareness. Awareness touching wind. And opening to the fifth element of space. You can actually expand as far as is comfortable for you. If you'd like to consider the grand space beyond this world, it's the utter spaciousness out there. Or you can also keep it to the space of our own world, the sky, the space around us, the vastness, the space of this world. When we think of space, perhaps we think of emptiness, maybe even absence. And I wonder what it might feel like if space were fullness, openness, but no form. Your presence, clear and open. Bearing witness to the presences of all other beings. Maybe this is where love arises, in that space. And the space around you, the space inside you, within your body, the space of your own mind, the same as the space in this world and beyond. Spacious mind, clear and open. So for the final of these 6 elements, let's bring into that space just the awareness of all conscious beings. We can call them sentient. Certainly we can see them as aware on some level. That awareness, that sense of consciousness, like a vibration, a frequency, thought forms, concepts, images, memories, sensory awareness, ever changing. I think it's nice sometimes to think of the environment as being sentient and also aware that it knows inherently that it relates to itself, that the ecosystem is intelligent, responsive, and aware. On its own in balance. And we too have capacities for awareness, for intuition, for insight. So whereas this ever-changing mind, thoughts arising, dispersing, perceptions, memories, images, this miraculous display of our perceptions, there is a consciousness that too is empty and free. So who is the one bearing witness? this subtle, bright mind, pure and bright. This mind of suchness. Of wakefulness and clarity. Very, very subtle, very refined, and yet very profound, abiding beneath all of it. Resting the mind in its natural state. It is bright. Luminous is this mind, brilliantly shining, the Buddha says, free of all attachments that come and go, that visit the mind. This is the changeless. So let's just, a couple more minutes, we'll just rest here until the bell rings. And then we'll just continue on with our evening.